What was like, I guess, the goals to accomplish today in day one?
It was a heavy load day. Our performance staff wanted us to really get after it today, and then we'll ease back tomorrow and the following day, so that we can, get to Tokyo on Tuesday and hopefully, have the aches and pains simmering at least by that point instead of boiling. So, but first day of camp is always fun. A lot of good energy, and we had a really good day. The group that just won the title a few months ago basically dominated practice as they should, But the scrimmage, the live stuff, they looked fantastic. Draymond had a great practice. Loon, Steph, Wiggs, everybody looks really good and ready to go. And then all the young guys, they got to learn from the older guys. So it's going to be a fun team to coach.
Talking about your starting lineup, basically.
Yeah.
Wiseman and Loon were going at it at the end of practice. Just what can Wiseman get out of working against a guy like Kevon and what he's been able to accomplish?
I think just watching Loon the last couple of years has helped James, but now playing against him, he'll be able to feel and see, some of those tricks of the trade that Loon is so good with. Screen, flipping the screen, catching the ball in the pocket, moving the ball on, DHOs, like all the stuff that Loon does to help create shots for Steph and Clay and Wiggs. Those are the things we want James to learn how to do. And if he can get really good with that stuff, he has the added benefit of being able to catch a lob, going to the rim and finishing over the top of the defense. So Loon's obviously a championship player and a guy who's seen it all, and James is just trying to learn from him. So it's a good setup.
Steve. Over here. Did everyone come through okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you need to see from Dante for him to get minutes? I mean, you guys brought him in, obviously, knowing what his history is like, but what do you want to see from him?
Exactly what we've seen from him, early in his career. Good shooting, good three-point shooting, playmaking, like kind of secondary ball handler, playmaking in the pick and roll, tough defense. He's a really tough guy in terms of not being afraid to stick his nose in the play defensively, take a charge, box out. So he just needs to be himself. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason we signed him. We really like him as a player, and we think he's a great fit.
With Dante, what do you think about his background at Villanova maybe helps him assimilate with the style here?
Yeah, I mean, Villanova guys are generally really advanced. Jay Wright did an amazing job with that program over the years, and most of the Villanova guys were not one and done. They spent most of them anyway, at least a couple years, sometimes 3 or 4 years in college. So the development part has already happened, and that's the advantage. And then, of course, with Dante, he's played on a championship team with Milwaukee. He's seen and competed, in this game at the highest level. So it's exciting to have him on our team.
Have you talked to Jay Wright about him?
Oh yeah, Jay and I have talked about Dante. He raves about him, loves him, and we talked as soon as we signed him. We were texting and talking, and so we're excited.
Andre officially announced that he's going to be returning this season, and last year his workload was, you guys managed him a lot. What kind of game plan, or do you have a game plan for Andre's workload, minute load heading into the year?
Yeah, I think it'll be similar to last year. He's when he is right physically and able to play, then he'll be playing. I mean, he can still play. He showed that last year. At the same time, he's at the age where he won't be available for 82 games. We know that. So, he was planning on retirement. So this was sort of a last-minute decision that he made. He wasn't here today. He won't be here tomorrow. We gave him the freedom to do the things that he already had scheduled. He should be back on Monday for practice. That's the plan. And we'll just take it as it goes. But his presence is going to mean the world to us. We have so many young guys that the more mentoring and coaching from within our team, the better.
How important was it to retain Kevon this offseason?
Yeah, that was crucial. I mean, Loon is so important to what we do. He's at both ends. I mean, he's such a good defensive player, protecting the rim, but also switching onto guards. And then on offense, he's our best screen setter. He's learned a lot from Draymond over the years in terms of how to use the dribble handoff and the screening to free up Steph and Clay. And then, he's gotten really good too, catching the ball in the pocket, catching the ball in the dunker and finishing. He found angles, and it's gotten to be a much more comfortable spot for him. And then the rebounding really took off last year. So without all of that, we would have had a big hole there. And so we're lucky to have him back.
When you throw James into that mix now at center, how do you assess that position group for this team?
Well, we're thrilled to have James back. He looked great today. He's had a really good summer. I joked with him. I said, "Welcome to your first ever training camp." It's his third season, and this is literally his first camp. So better late than never, but this will be great for him. He's got a lot to learn. As I mentioned the other day, the process of him growing and learning is, I think, much more natural this year from where he was as a rookie, given the state of our team. So he'll learn from Draymond and Loon, and he'll keep getting better, and we'll see what that means.
See Kevon in the hallway over there, so I'll probably ask him this too. But obviously he played 82 last year. You do have James back this year. You guys aren't chasing maybe a top seed as ferociously. Do you plan to give him maybe some more rest? I mean, I'm sure you're not scripting it out now, but
Yeah.
do you think maybe easing his workload a little bit might be a goal?
Not necessarily. I mean, last year went great. I mean, there were a couple nights where the performance team said, well, we could give Loon a night off, but we don't have to. He's healthy. So, and he wanted to play 82, and I thought that was a really big milestone for him. I wanted that for him, and it's just a great testament to what he's been through the last couple of years, and to be able to overcome all that, and then not only be available every night, but to play the way he did at such a high level in such high stakes games. It's great to have him back healthy, and hopefully another 82 this year.
Hey, Steve, Dante's been a guy who's been, got a lot of deflections over his career.
Who's that?
Dante.
Dante.
Yeah. And what do you think about his off-ball defense and how that could help you guys in transition?
Yeah, I think we'll learn more about that the next couple of weeks. I haven't watched him closely since he's been in the East for most of his career, but I like his activity level. I like his awareness and his feel for the game. So we'll see how his off-ball defense is. I anticipate it'll be good, but some of these guys I'm really just seeing for the first time up close.
Steve, how big was Andre's return specifically for the development of someone like Jonathan Kuminga? I know they've developed a relationship over the past year.
It's big. We need Andre on the court and in the locker room. And I've always felt that internal leadership is really one of the keys to any great team, any championship team. The players have to have a hierarchy, and the older guys have to help the younger guys. It's the only way it can work, and Andre embodies all of that. So I'm thrilled to have him back.
And Steph obviously had an insane offseason. What do you think about his just time management abilities?
I think for Steph and Draymond, and I talked to both of them about it in the last 2 days, the season actually is a relief. The season arriving it gives them a structure to their schedule and their routine that they don't really have in the summer because everyone's pulling at them in 100 different directions. So I think both guys are relieved to start the routine and kind of settle their lives back into something that's very structured and simple.
Thanks. As you get started with a group on your work, how much do you want the memories from a championship season to feel fresh, maybe those good vibes funnel into a new year, versus also turning the page on a new season?
Yeah, that's kind of the theme, for our season is both. We want to enjoy what we just accomplished, but we want to use it as an example of what it takes to do it again. And so that's the turning the page part. There's going to come a point. Right now, we're still in the glow of it all, and training camp, we're the champs. It feels great. And then there's going to come a point, whether it's a week from now or 3 weeks from now, where we, get kicked in the teeth, and it's like, all right, we got to turn the page. That last year doesn't matter anymore. But you have to enjoy it for as long as you can because it's an amazing accomplishment.
You mentioned Draymond looked really good today. I'm just like, what specifically looked good about him? And then, it sounds like he's probably in good shape if he was.
Yeah,
great.
his conditioning looked good. His body looks good. He's really moving well, both laterally and sprint speed up and down the floor. He was mentoring the young guys, coaching them up in drill work. And then on the floor, his team, the blue team with Loon and Steph and Wiggs, that group, they just demolished everybody.